So my first piece of advice to anybody looking to move out into the country, you know, to start a more rural lifestyle, is to look at how much trash you produce where you're currently residing and how that trash gets handled today. If you have city trash pickup, that's something that you probably are not going to have when you get out into the country. We do not have trash service where we live. So I get to play garbage man. We produce considerably less trash than we did initially, especially as our household has gotten smaller. So I'm only going to the landfill about every 1.5 to 2 weeks at this point. I used to have to go a couple times a week. Is it a big deal? Absolutely, it's a big deal. It's a pain in the butt. So one thing you need to consider is how much trash you're producing where you are. That'll give you a good idea of how much you're going to be producing when you get to where you're going, and then how you're going to get rid of that trash. Do you have a small car, an SUV, a pickup truck? Do you need to use a trailer? How big of a property are you moving to? Now, I am 6 miles from the landfill each way. So it takes me, on a good day, you know, half an hour I can get over there, get my trash dumped, and get back. Now, if it's a Saturday, certain times of the year, the landfill is considerably busier than other parts of the year, or other times of the year. So, not a whole lot you can't get rid of at the landfill. So, I mean, if you're a small-scale farmer like I am, you can dispose of animal carcasses. I normally dispose of mine on the farm. You know, I have ways of getting rid of large animals that have passed in the past without having to dig a huge hole, because that is definitely not an option. So anyway, you can get rid of large livestock at the landfill, smaller livestock, other types of animals you can put right into the dumpster. There's no party foul there. Now, I have to physically go into the landfill. I can't use the kiosk because I have a trash bin that we throw little things into that's not bagged. So a lot of the kiosk place will allow household trash only, but everything has to be bagged. Yes, you can recycle out here if you choose to do so. There's bins where you can put your stuff and all that. One of the big things though, when you're hauling stuff to the landfill, is I'm watching these guys on the side of the road right here, walking back down the road to pick up their trash. Make sure you secure your load. Strap stuff down. You know, anything that might blow out, make sure you got some weight on it so, you know, it's not going to end up on the road. But it never fails. You're coming to the landfill and somebody's trash is going to be off on the side of the road. I just try to make sure it's not mine because you know, just try to be responsible. Think about how much trash you're producing. Think about how you're going to haul that trash. Think about how often you may have to haul that trash. Know where everything goes. Everything's pretty well posted where things need to get dropped off. Now, there are things that you have to pay for, tires and TVs. It's not a large fee, but there is a fee. There's a place to dump chemicals, or at least to set chemical containers so they can be properly disposed of. Paint is a big one that gets hauled here. If you have an empty paint can, leave the lid off of it and let the stuff inside dry out. Then you can throw it right in the dumpster. Now, if you still have you know, wet paint inside of a can, there's an area over here where you can drop paint off. So that's good to know. Motor oil, any kind of lubricants you use for your machines, if you do that stuff on your own, can be brought here and dropped off. And you know, most auto parts stores have a bin in the back. They'll let you dispose of used motor oil and things along those lines. They'll weigh you coming in, they'll weigh you coming out. If you're a commercial hauler, you're going to have to pay for that tonnage. If you're just a resident and you're dropping stuff off, it just helps them, I guess, keep track of how much is coming in and going out. or I should say how much is coming in. Shouldn't be anything going out of the landfill. It is a party foul to come here and dumpster dive. So, you know, if you see somebody throwing something away that you can't live without, you better catch them before it gets out of the back of their vehicle, or more than likely it's not going to be yours. All right, let me hop out and dump this trash. So yeah, this isn't a lot of trash I'm dumping right now. Compared to I used to have the back of this truck absolutely full. And it would be a pain in the butt. We do burn some trash on the farm, but most of the trash is feed sacks and like cardboard boxes from the produce we get. You know, most of that stuff is the cardboard boxes anyway. Got rotten fruit and vegetables in it, so we don't want to bring those up by the house. We just leave them out by the burn bins, and I'll touch those off every now and then. I don't do it very often. So anyway, yeah, you come into the landfill, make sure you know where everything goes. Put everything in its place. You know, don't try to be lazy and throw everything in the bin. The big one is lumber and wood. There's definitely a special place for that. It'll go back to the back. They use a lot of that wood. They'll chip it up and use it for projects here around the landfill. So don't throw that stuff in the dumpsters up front. A lot of construction materials can go in the dumpsters, but if you have just a lot of lumber and stuff, it can go back to the back. They'll chip it up as well. Hell, I think they have a spot for pallets. You can bring wood ash, you can bring, I mean, there ain't much you cannot bring to the landfill. Anyway, the big takeaway here is just think about trash, because it's going to be important. It's going to become part of your life. It's going to become a chore, a task that you have to take care of on a regular basis. And yes, your trash will get full of maggots in the summer, and you know, more than likely, if you got to take it in the winter, it's going to be cold and nasty. Nobody likes going to the landfill when it's cold. It's a balmy 26 degrees right now, and I didn't like it. All right, well, we survived our trip to the landfill. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. We'll catch y'all next time.